Alright guys, welcome to the Overnight Coder. Today we're going to be looking at somebody who they bought my course so they could build a custom directory, and they wanted a claim listing. So keep in mind the way that you do a claim listing is no, there's not an option back there that just says claimed. What we're going to do is we're going to create or have the idea in our head first, and then create what we think should technically happen, right? So, and again, you can add payment gateways. You can do pretty much whatever you want to do with this. For this one, we're just going to strap up a basic claim listing, and then a hey, this is verified, right? And then let them edit exactly what they want out of that. So the first thing I want to do is give it a meta field of listings being claimed. So I noticed that this person has listings over here, and then they have their post type should be called listings is what I'm looking for. We're just going to edit that and see if they already have anything in here, and I don't see anything about claiming, right? So if I were to go into listings, how do we know if it's claimed? Well, I like to use a switcher, so I'm going to create a new test listing. We're going to call it Tim's Premium Test Listing, and then I'm just going to scroll down to the meta field here and double check, right? So there's nothing in here that says, hey, it should be claimed or not. I'm just going to go ahead and publish that. It's not a live site. Well, it's live, but I can tell they have test listings, so hopefully they're okay with that. Now I'm going to go back into the post types here, and I'm going to create a new field. I'm not sure what field this is, so I'm going to leave her stuff alone. The new field is going to be claimed. I'm just going to press tab to get the basic name ID, and instead of a text field, we're going to go down to a switcher. A switcher, if it's switched on, it's claimed. If it's not, it's unclaimed. So I just updated that. Keep in mind it was just called claimed. I'm going to refresh this edit page on my edit listing, and now you should see that we have a switcher in here called claimed. So super easy there. What I'll be doing next is designing something on a page that shows you if it is claimed or not based on that value that that we already have in there. So let's go over to her single post pages. So I'm just going to go into listings, go the easy way. I'll view this listing. Here's my general information that comes up, which is absolutely nothing, and we're going to edit the single post page when I'm looking at that listing. I'm going to come over here to the cogwheel on the far left and just make sure that it's setting my listing to, I want to see it, so Tim's, actually, you know what, let's view one of her full listings with full information. So maybe Real You Nutrition. We'll try that one and just see if it's got a little bit more information than mine, which is blank. I'm just going to type in real. Apply and preview. That way I can get a gist of what's actually on the page. All right, so we've got a little bit of this, a little bit of title. All right, so let's do, we're not sure where we want to add this. I would technically move this over because these will never be longer than that, right? Except for the email. The email could get long. A lot of times I'll replace that email with something like email us, and then let it, because this could get outrageous depending on their domain. And but let's leave that alone for now. We're just going to add something above it. Let's do an icon list. Actually, let me just see something real quick. I'm going to do a button on the top, and I think a button on the bottom. So I'll just put a button in here. I'm going to check out her font real quick. So it's Montserrat 17, 500. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Tim's test font for claim. Give it a name so she knows, so she can delete it later. Perfect. And then we're just going to add that. So I've got that. I've got the text, typography. I'm just going to grab that. Of course, you could style it up yourself. I probably will end up doing a little bit of styling with it. For the button, I don't want a color, so I'm going to go with just something like that. Hopefully her text color is in here, this blue. Oh, perfect. Perfect. I've got a button there. Let's give it a icon of a check, which again we can modify later. Let's do maybe this. And instead of click here, we're going to say verified business. And we'll fix it up a little bit. Size small. What about extra small? What about the alignment? Alignment to the left. Icon spacing. Verified business. Style. Text color. I have the blue with the background color. I'm using nothing or transparent. And we have something there, right? Let's see something real quick. Typography. Gonna mess around a little bit. Line height. 18. Perfect. Just centering that on that button. So there I have that. Just for kicks, I'm also going to move it over to the left so it looks left aligned with everything else. And that's my verified business button. So kind of happy with that. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to pull this up a little bit. Actually, edit button. I'll define the bottom of this one just because I don't want to edit her title at all. So either we're a verified business, so I've got negative margin on the bottom, and I've got also at the top, is that going to look better in red? And again, this is just going to be dependent on what she wants. No, I don't like the red. But again, styling isn't that big of a deal, right? So verified business, super easy. So we've got everything there. We don't need a button link, right? So yes, while it can be clicked on and we don't necessarily need it. The button was easy. I could have done an icon list and just titled it in there. But then what we want to do next is dynamic visibility. And I want to say, I want to show this if just equal to my custom field, and then it's the switcher or claimed. Oh, I should have did verified. Oops. Title's not going to matter at this point, but claimed. And then if claimed equals true, right? So it's the value is either true or false on the switcher. So let's just update that and make sure it's working. So nothing should be visible, right? So real you nutrition, look, not visible. Let's go ahead into our Tim's test listing. Let's switch that one on to true, and let's just test that one as well. So we're going to update that, and then we're going to go to her listings page, find my default Tim's premium test listing. And of course, this one says verified business. So that's cool. Let's just duplicate that and say, false. So super easy there. And then we need something to claim. So we're going to go back into that page. We're going to duplicate it. And then this one is going to say, we're going to change a few things. Claim this business. The link is not ready yet, but we will have a link for this one. I'm going to do a hover color of black. That way when you hover over it, you know something is going to happen. Also for the click, and then we're going to switch up the icon just for kicks. We're going to do an arrow. Let's do this. So claim this business. All right, so now what I want to do is come over here, dynamic visibility. Everything's already set because I duplicated it. And this one will be false. We'll click update on that. Perfect. Just as a double test, we want to either see, remember Tim's premium listing. I'm just going to refresh this page. I should not see the second one, I should just see verified business. But on any other one, I should see, hey, claim this business, which I do not. So is this one? This one's definitely not claimed. Claim this business. Edit. Just a second. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's switch that up. So instead of doing the false, because I think it's not, I think it's null. So it's either true or not true. So let's do not equal. So here for the claim your business, the second one that I did, I said not equal, custom field, still switcher, but I left true alone. So if it's not true, we should run into it, right? I'm just going to double check. Perfect, claim this business. And then we're going to double check a one that does have the switcher, just make sure that I still only see verified business and it's not really clickable. I mean, yeah. So everything looks good there. One other thing that was kind of bothering me, I didn't ask her if I could change this, but I don't like the way that the blue bar goes all the way down. I apologize, this is not part of the video, but if you drag this into here, you know what, let's not do that. Let's not do that. We'll let her do that and I'll explain, but if you make this an intersection inside of a column, the bar doesn't get stretched out to the bottom of this content. But sorry, that's so off topic. So now that I have those two buttons, we're going to update. And I need one more thing. So what should happen when you click that button? Technically, I like to do a pop-up because the pop-up will tell me, the pop-up is going to go into a form. And as you guys already know, when you fill out an Elementor form, whatever page you're on actually comes through. So let me show you what I mean. So if I was to go into templates for Elementor, we're going to add a new template and we're going to do a pop-up. And then I'm going to call it the verified/claim pop-up and create that template. So we're going to start off with a blank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag a form in here, just a regular Elementor form. I guess you could use a profile builder form as well. Actually, we're gonna do something. We're gonna get an intersection in there. That way I can control the size. I'll throw that in the intersection. And now I am in control of that section's width. So I don't want it full width. I want it something, that's not full width. For kicks, so we can kind of see what's going on, I'm gonna throw in a title. I'm gonna throw in a text editor. Oops, text editor. And of course, we'll center everything and then come back and style it up, right? And just for kicks, so you can see the rest of this, we don't want H2. And again, we'll style these up in a minute as well as our form. One more thing, I'm going to throw a spacer at the bottom because I don't like the way that hugs. We'll also adjust the width. Actually, I don't mind the width. But again, I'll come back to styling at the very, very end of this. So now that I have my form, keep in mind, you could do a payment processor in here that says, hey, please make a payment as well. You could link that over to the JetForm builder. You can pretty much do, really whatever you want. So, claim. Let me just see something really quick. I have kind of a guideline of what I like to use. So when somebody is claiming a listing and this pop-up comes up, let's do something like this. Claim this business listing. Give them a little bit of instruction, right? And I can't read that, of course, but we'll blow it up just for sakes of reading. Again, we're going to style this later. Give them a little bit of definition. So after filling out the claimed listing form below, an admin will contact you within 1 to 2 days. Once approved, you will have access to edit your listing. And of course, excuse me. Of course, style that up to your liking, right? I don't know if I like that, but we'll come back, right? We'll definitely come back to that portion. So we're going to ask for a couple different things in the form. Something I like to do is something like this. So I'm going to remove the labels, placeholder, first name. We'll duplicate that one. I remove the label because I'm not really a fan of that. Last name. Let's do email is cool. We're just going to remove the label, set it at 50% as well, and then I'll duplicate that. I'll be like, hey, what's your phone number? What's up? Depending, right? If you're doing all America, maybe it's just phone number. So I'll put that into phone, switch that over to telephone, and then the message. You want some type of proof of ownership. You can actually do whatever you want, right? You can let them submit an image, and that could be like, the image could be like, a mail that they've received at the business. It could be somebody standing in front of the business. And that's obviously not proof of ownership, but like what about EIN or, Sunbiz? Again, those aren't 100% proof, but you can always follow up. What happens if they email you or the the email is their domain name? So if somebody emails me and the email response is x@overnightcoder.com, I'm pretty sure that overnightcoder.com is his business, right? Especially if I can get a hold of him at that email. So proof of ownership could be anything. It could be an image, could be just you getting on the phone after calling the business, but whatever you want there. So we need some type of proof of ownership. We're just going to do a message for now, and then our button will be claim the business listing. All right, or claim this business listing, and of course we still need styling. So now that we have something like this, and I'll come back and style it up in the last few minutes of the video, what happens after this is done, right? So we can, I don't want to automatically, like if I use JetForm Builder, I could say, hey, the switcher on this business listing should be edited to true. But at this point, the user hasn't signed up. They haven't done anything but click a button and done this, right? So again, there's many options that you can take this. You can be like, hey, first, you can take them over to the login register page. You can take them over to a register page. You can also take them to a payment gateway page where they can say, hey, I do want to choose this. You can either do that manually by sending them an invoice, or after they pick something. So let's say we did a drop down here and said, hey, which plan would you like to join? We can do something like this. In this case, she doesn't have any payment gateways here, so we're just looking for a submit form that goes to, whoops, I probably shouldn't have showed her email. That goes to an email of this contact form. That way she can verify it and do something. Some people are like, hey, we want to do that automatically. I don't think you do, only because if I came through here and click claim this business listing on everything, now all of a sudden I can edit 12 business listings, and some of them might be my competition. So I don't think that you want to do it automatically. I think this should be a manual process, but again, that's just me saying, hey, let's do that, right? So what happens from there, and again, I'll come back to style. We're just going to publish this. It's going to say, hey, when do you want this pop-up to occur? I don't want to do anything here. I just want to save and close. So once I have that pop-up, I'm going to go back over to my single listing detail page and refresh the page. Once I've refreshed the page, claim this business listing should open up we'll right click this, my link should be a pop-up. So I'm going to go to the dynamic tag here, just go down to, pop-up under actions, and then select the pop-up. So I clicked on pop-up, and then which pop-up do I want to use? It's my claim pop-up. So we're going to update that and just give it a test, and then we'll come back and style it. I haven't forgotten. So again, we're going to refresh our claim this business page. What happens? Bam, I get a pop-up. I fill out the pop-up. Information goes over to her. I can see my detailed list here. Proof of ownership. This isn't going to take because I don't have a phone number. I claim this business. Yeah. Whoops. She's going to get an email, and then we're there. So that's just the base form of what you can do. Again, some ideas are Jet Form Builder, take it into a payment option, so how you can pick one, two, or three. One is $25. The second one is $9 subscription a month, or yada yada. You can also, what happens after this? Should the pop-up close? Should we offer them information? So you can really do anything that you want to do. Keep in mind, this is my verified business. It does absolutely nothing. It doesn't link to anything. Just looks good. Hey, this is verified. Now, do you need text? No. You could do the blue check mark. You could put it in line with after this. You can do a badge or an image. How about an image? An image we could show with like a verified badge. Of course, I'd have to create or find an image, and we could just hang it off the corner of here. So many different options with that, and that's what we have. Pretty straightforward. That's the end of the video. But if you stick around, I'm just gonna style that up a little bit for her, and then let her come in and change the wording. We're gonna claim this business listing. We're gonna give it a little bit of padding from the top. I don't like how this is so long, so maybe I don't want to stretch the form field, but maybe I just make this wider. Okay. I want my heading outside of I want this text editor outside of the intersection. That way, yeah, okay, and then let's put a little bit of left and right on it. Let's try 20, just to make it even. Right 20. Okay, what font was her secondary? It was Montserrat, wasn't it? So whoops. Oh, hey, I don't like that. Alright, let's try, why am I not digging that font for this? Let's just double check. She is using Montserrat here. What is she using down here? Open Sans. I like that for, let's go ahead and she's going to probably come back in and style this up. Open Sans. Yeah, let's try that within. I don't like how it goes to the second line. But we'll leave it for now. You know what? Let's push it. Alright, we'll get this up a little bit. So we're going to go negative top. These fields here, I don't have a problem with them styling wise. I guess they could be better, but I think we're gonna let her do the rest of the styling. But let's give a rounded border. So not my form, but the whole section. I'm going to round off a little bit. Maybe we're not. Do I have the right? I have the right section. Okay. Box shadow, maybe? No? Alright, let's go ahead and update that for the sake of the video. Save and close. So now we have a basic claim your listing that goes through. So what I was saying before was whatever page this is on, you already know what the business name is, which is why I like to do something. I don't like to take them to an external page because if we just went over to like a claim page and we had directions for claiming a listing, we don't know their business name. So when you fill out a form on this page, oops, my styling, okay, refresh, purge catch. When you fill out the form on this page, what's going to happen is not only do you get these details, but the bottom of the email that you get is also going to have some things like, what browser they're using, what page they came from. In this case, the page will literally be called listing, well, it looks like 399. So she knows what that is. In my case, mine actually says business names. So mine would be, instead of 399, mine would be, it would say Allison Barkman. And I instantly know that I'm claiming this listing. Now I also noticed that she might want to change some of this wording around. That was just the base, claim this business, but really it could be a person. So you might want to change the terminology there to kind of fit exactly what you need. But I hope that video helps some of the people who are asking about, hey, how I do a claim business listing. And then again, you can even take it further. So that's just the manual way. Now, when somebody does, and you're happy with the manual claim, what do you do from there? So you already seen me do it, but just so I can show you, if you're like looking at the listing, you're looking at the email, and you're like, okay, yeah, that looks great. You just come in here and set it over to switched. So you just click this button down here, claimed. I do like moving this to the top. So I use claimed. I'll move that meta field where we created the meta field. I move it to the top just so I don't normally have to scroll down all the time. If I'm looking at something, I'm just like, yeah, bam, claimed. Um, I also do an order by, but we'll talk about that in a different video. You guys have fun. Thanks for your time. See you on the channel. Bye.